My mind feels like a liquid trying to find a shape, trying to find a hole that it fits into. A cylinder, a sphere, a triangle, something that fits where it belongs. Something to call its home, pretty much. My mind is just filled with ideas with no outlet, direction. My mind yearns for social connection, but with a lack of friends or willingness to go out of my comfort zone. Same with love. Feeling like I'm not anywhere near where I should be, so I push people away. Not thinking I'm in the right place to be loved or that I could love back. Scared. But most of all, wanting, because desire and goals and dreams are kind of the foundation of, what puts us on a journey towards the good things in life. Whether the hardships are hard, whether, there are a lot of incorrect steps or a lot of bad things that might happen, there's a lot of good in that bad, and that's why we take those risks. But when something devolves you of that completely, anxiety for not even wanting to take the next step, or when something puts you pretty much completely when something puts you completely immobile, you wake up in a dark room, bed rotting for 12 hours a day, every day for as long as that's been going on for, it's depression. I don't need a therapist to tell me what I have or someone to diagnose me with what I have. I've struggled with these things for years, and I can correctly say from suffering and self-sabotage that it's a really real thing. None of this shit is cool. None of this shit has ever once brought a spark in my life. It's not supposed to. It's the opposite. It's the entire point. Anxiety is the fear of something. Why would you want to spark something up if you're afraid of getting burnt? Depression wants to make you kind of rot in your sadness. And that's affected how I talk to myself, how I act on myself, how I view myself. I kind of used to view myself as this person with a lot of ambition, a lot of curiosity, creativity, and I'm okay to fuck up a little bit. But very hindsight on the future. I was very future driven. I really liked looking forward and envisioning things. And honestly, that's one of the stronger traits that haven't left me. But as I've grown older, the more that I've realized that the want to express that has only grown stronger, but the desire to move has only grown weaker. I kind of feel like a fucking retired athlete who can't shoot the ball anymore, though he desperately wants to. But the difference between me and him is that I can shoot the ball, but I choose not to. I've talked about my depression to my friends for many years, and I think a lot of them kind of come to the same realization. Talking with me for a while, they kind of understand, this is just sadness. This is something that, over time he'll get over and he'll adjust. And then time continues, and I'm no different. I'm still the same guy a year later, 2 years later. And then they kind of hit me with I think you need professional help, man. And it sucks to hear. Not because I don't want professional help or that it doesn't hurt that they say it, but just knowing that people recognize the severity of that sadness. There are go-to explanations on why I haven't moved on with my life. Some people move on with their lives and have depression, and that's completely fine. I'm happy for them that they get to move on and they get to continue moving forward, even if their direction is limitless. But there's some people who deal with it in this way. And for me, sometimes I'll be like, I feel like I haven't changed since I was 17. I feel like I haven't moved the needle. I haven't really developed or matured or in any way. And why did I come to this conclusion now? And why am I talking about it? I don't know. We're supposed to be social people, but every single time I talk to someone, I kind of treat it in this weird game that it's just this kind of thing to talk about and to poke fun at. And I've like, my social interactions have kind of just become, they've just devolved into something that's completely unreal and just doesn't work. I'm an asshole again. I'm kind of making the expense at other people. I'm like making more quips than usual. I'm doing a lot more just stupid shit because I don't care. I don't have urgency, you know? It's hard. It's really hard. It's just this back and forth of nothing. There's an ego that wants to show some people something about myself. I want to express myself. I want to fucking go out and shoot things, not with depression and gun. Yeah. Video, YouTube, be yourself, create anything. Whatever the fuck the slogan is. You get the point. My thing is that there's a person residing underneath this layer of sadness. Whatever you want to call it. Depression, whatever. And it's the case with everyone. There's a conscience behind everything and everyone. And a lot of the times they're not put in the right positions. And I've realized that over time my support systems have crumbled. I feel like I just feel like shit. I wake up and I do the same thing. Doom scroll, look at my phone, play some games, go to the gym occasionally, and then go to bed. Don't talk to my parents, talk to my friends, but to what meaningful degree? Or online. I sometimes hang out with my IRL friends. I sometimes will hop on voice memos and talk about this. But, you know, all the cool things are all up in my head. All the different stuff are, what am I thinking about? What's going on up there, you know? And this is like the one thing that I can use to express it. And a lot of the time, as you can see from the topics about procrastinating and not being where you want to be, and I don't even know my other video topics, but probably about tomorrow or the next day or the past. It's just kind of all about kind of wandering, drifting in some way. And kind of being optimistic, but kind of with an undertone of being a nihilist, of wanting to change. And I don't really like that because it doesn't feel genuine. There's a part of me every time I talk about it that there's like a sting with regret. Like you're trying to talk about like a younger sibling, and you're holding back because you're annoyed at it. I'm annoyed about this sadness thing. Me and my friend will have a conversation. He left for he went on leave again for the military, and he talked to me about his life, and it's been a conversation I've been genuinely avoiding because there is no update. There is no day-to-day life that I live. There's no anything. We were sitting in a car, we're driving, it's like 4 a.m, and he tells me, "What have you been up to?" I've kind of just played the role of, "How are you, man? Like, what's going on with you?" I act very invested in their lives, and I am. It's my friends. Of course I'm invested in their lives. But there used to be a back and forth. Kind of like a tug of war of like, "Dude, bro, today was fucking awesome. Me and my girlfriend used to do this and that. Fucking, oh, bro, you did that, man. Dude, at school, bro, I was playing in like, there's me in this club, created this club. It's fucking awesome, bro." And it would be this like back and forth. And you just like, we hop on a game, we talk, I hang out with friends, they talk about their lives, they talk about my life. And it was positive. Not everything went well, but there was an uptick. I've lacked that. I've completely isolated myself from everything. And a couple years ago, I thought that was the end result. And the man who believes in himself will get to his dream. The man who doesn't will also get the same thing. If you believe you can, you will. If you can't, you won't. So, yeah. I recently re-downloaded TikTok. I recently re-downloaded kind of this, it's kind of like stuck in a memory. I deleted it right after a breakup. I didn't want to like see anything related to my ex. I didn't want to involve myself in any of that. I just wanted to fucking get away from that part of social media, which is like doom scrolling, which I replaced anyways. But beside the point is I went back today because I was curious. It's been like a year. Why not, right? And I just go through my reposts, and it's just sad. Okay, that's depressing, probably corny, but depressing, mostly. The videos that haven't changed, my algorithm hasn't adapted in 6 months, so it's showing me friends that I haven't spoken to in so long, fucking failed talking stages that don't matter, and then I finally get to my posts. The algorithm starts updating, and it's sad. Edits. Kind of this weird mindset loop that I was in. It's very unhuman. A lot of this is just very unhuman. We're social. We're supposed to talk to people. We're supposed to interact. We're supposed to have fun. In some way. We're supposed to move. To be still. To be silent. To be anything but current in the moment, day by day. It is something that shouldn't exist. I don't want to exist for the sole purpose of being I don't know how to put it. I don't want to live in a world where I'm not living in it. I want to put on a show and enjoy it and take the fucking lesson of that and apply it. I want to apply myself to something. And it sucks having to go to the gym and be like, at one point, this was everything. And at one point before that, I only wanted to do that. And then there was photography. And I have a camera sitting in my room with no lens. And I'm like, I could shoot some cool shit with this. I just need a lens. I have a capture card that I was going to use for gameplay to record my Switch, my PS5, my Wii, whatever console I had. It was going to record. I never ended up using it. My iPad for drawing. I haven't touched my iPad since I got it. If anything, it's only been used as a second phone. I'm surrounded by outlines of ideas that were never committed to. It's January 15th. So maybe I'll say 15th of 2026. And it's going to pass. Tomorrow will come. The next year will come. 10 years will go by. 30 years will go by. Tomorrow is the only thing that comes to you, and it's promised to you. Tomorrow is the only thing that's promised. And I decide to use it in this way. A lot's to unpack. My feelings, my emotions. And I've tried religiously to get over it, to try. But the one thing about depression that I know that I haven't tested is to unknot everything. Sometimes you just need a new ball of yarn. You need a fresh slate. You need to move your identity somewhere that isn't where you're at. You need to meet yourself where you need to be. And if where you need to be is not in that mindset, to actually act like you're present somewhere else. If that's what you need, you go to that place. I saw someone earlier today on Twitter say something like, loving yourself is like believing the stripper loves you, which I found funny. Kind of the idea that loving yourself is like a like a fake dream, a fake hope. Just like loving a prostitute would be. And I laughed and I kind of was like, yeah, I guess faking it till you make it kind of feels like that. And I think it does for a lot of fucking people. Now, it works for a lot of people. I think, the way you treat yourself evolves over time. The way that you look evolves over time. Everything evolves over time. Usually, I think for the better. It kind of refines itself. You allow things to work itself out. But I realize the moments that I've lived the most and the things that I reminisce about a lot are the moments that I decided to take a chance on myself. I don't know what the fuck the stutter was, but to take a chance on myself. And that's the cool thing about life, is taking a chance on yourself every day. In some way. And if you kind of quit that, it's, there's a lot of people who will be like, oh, if you quit on yourself, you're a fucking loser, you're a bitch, and all that. And they're not wrong. You probably are. But the other thing is the lack of will to improve yourself shows a lack of relationship with yourself and maybe a lack of something in your life. And for me, it's a lot of things. Depression has basically kind of felt like a cripple for my entire early adult and late teenage life. And so on TikTok today, I saw everyone living their lives. My ex moved on. My friends living their lives. Content. Whether they have their own struggles or not. It's a different situation than not having one at all. And I know there's some people who might feel the same, or might feel like a bit of nostalgia for that. I grasp to nostalgia because it's kind of the only life that I had. So it's easy to relive that because it's all I did have. I don't know where I'm going to go with this next. I'm not going to edit it. I'm going to put some gameplay up. I'm not going to even slice it together. I'm just going to leave it how it is. I just wanted to put it out there. Probably stupid to be this vulnerable on the internet. But I mean, just like with me with my friends, I don't have much to say other than my life sucked. And hopefully I change, and hopefully things get fucking better. Because I think I have some good qualities that I could make the most out of. And hopefully, other people can be impacted by who I am. Whether it's in person or whatever this YouTube thing is. Or whatever else I pursue. And yeah, that's a hope for that possibility to become probable. Take care of yourself, and belated New Year. Peace.